What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Good to see everybody here. I hope you are all happy, healthy, hanging out on this Sunday afternoon. Pretty gloomy here in Texas. A little bit of rain, clouds in the area, but it's a good day. Baby's healthy. We're healthy right now. Everything's good here at the V1 household. I hope you guys are in the same position. I know there's a lot of people out there that's affected tremendously by what's going on right now. Myself included, man. There's a very real possibility that there may be some furloughing happening in the future. So I'll keep you guys informed. I have more about that. Thank you for the subscribe there, Pedro. I'll definitely have more about the coronavirus and the current impact it's having on me specifically in the podcast coming up later this month. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're ready to get some flying in there today. Jeremy Harvey, good shout out to you, man. Thanks again for that music, man. It's awesome. I get excited every time I hear that music fire up. But guys, it's time to continue the Euro tour and head over to Italy. We last left off in Tivat, Montenegro. So we're pretty much at the same stand what we landed at, parked at the last stream, the MD-80. We're going to pick up the Toga A319 in this beautiful Alitalia livery. I was going to rock the new Alitalia livery, but I have a soft spot for this green stripe here. Green's my favorite color, and I have some family friends, like I want to say uncles and stuff, but they're a little bit more distant than that in the family tree, that actually flew for Alitalia way back in the day, I believe on the old 747, matter of fact, if I recall correctly. But for those of you who don't know, I am Italian myself, so this is exciting for me to be heading over there. And let's go ahead and get the show on. A couple shout-outs in the house. Carter Joel, Captain Tom, what's going on? Good to see you here. Dougal McTavish, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Took you by surprise here. Yeah, YouTube doing its thing, man. Who knows? Captain Reynolds, what's up? Good to see you here. Leonidas, Miss Major Day. That sound Major Day. Awesome, man. Mr. Dillon, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you for the subscribe there. William? I believe it's William. Thank you, yeah. Or William. William, like, thank you. Appreciate it, man. But Mr. Dillon says, can't wait to see the corporate jet video. Oh, yeah. Corporate jet series, guys, is coming out on, I want to say, I'm not going to give you a day, but it'll be this week. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stay 1 to 2 episodes ahead. So when episode 1 drops, that means I already have episode 2 or episode 3 already done. That way we can just keep the videos rolling. So it's taking me a little bit longer just to get it started. But once it gets started, it should be, you can expect pretty much weekly or a bi-weekly release of the corporate jet series. So this is a TDG airport. Yes, it is. This is the Montenegro from TDG Designs, and we're also going to another TDG airport in Florence, Italy. So we got a lot to talk about. It's a 58-minute flight over there. Not too short, not too long, but let's go ahead and hop right into it. The airport that we're going into is known to be the shortest Class C airport in the world, or one of the shortest in the world. I think it's only 5,700 feet long, and I think the landing distance is even shorter than that. So let's go ahead and get out here. Gaming Ninja says it's been over 10 years since I flew an Alitalia airplane. Well, dude, you got to get back in it, man. I'm loving this bird here. I actually have a couple of die-cast models of some Alitalia aircraft, and they're all in there. I love it. I've got a 7.4 with the big green stripe all the way down the side like this. So I do like their new livery as well. But check out. I'm just going to give you guys a quick peek. We're going to do a full cabin tour. Thank you for the subscribes there, Nizam. But the cabin is extremely well detailed. So I'm just going to give you a quick peek. Oh yeah, and then we're going to go ahead and go through that when we get back in the in the air. Rand Cool coming in with a $25 bomb, dude. Thank you so much, Rand. Positive rates in chat for you, man. Really appreciate this for the baby. Awesome, dude. Yeah, she's been a handful lately, but she's doing good. She's getting a lot of teeth, man. I swear, every other day there's another tooth coming in, and you don't have, I don't know if you guys are parents or whatnot, but when the teeth start coming in, a baby gets fussy, and it can be a handful. So thank you so much, Rand Cool. I really appreciate your continued support here on the channel. Dimitri says, V1, how's it going? Kepke, how you doing? Hey, bada boom, bada bing. Dimitri, I'm doing good, man. Welcome aboard. I'm glad to have y'all here, and we are ready to go. So, cold and dark airplane just sitting on ground power. So you'll see there's a status message here. It's actually a fault message. It says APU battery start not available. Inoperative. That's because the batteries aren't on. Sometimes when you leave the airplane on GPU power only, say the crew's leaving the aircraft, you're doing a crew swap, but you don't want to leave any of the equipment on. You don't want to leave the aviators on. You don't want to leave anything else on. You're just going to leave the GPU plugged in. You're going to get that status message there. That's normal for that to be on there like that. So we're going to just get into the airplane. It's basically cold and dark. We'll start with our normal overhead flow. I'm going to come right up here. I'm going to go ahead to see my battery voltage, 27.9 and 28. That is good. Battery 1, battery 2 can come on board. We already have external power on. The nav light is in position 1. It's hard to tell there, but it is in position 1. We'll leave the APU off for now. I've been reading about the APU usage over here in Europe, and there's a lot of airports. I don't know if Montenegro is one of them, but I know Florence, definitely, the APU usage is very restrictive depending on what airport you're going into. Some of them say you can't even run the APU unless it takes, or basically for engine start. So you got to turn it on, start the engines, and shut it off. So a lot of restrictions for that. So we're going to try to replicate that. We'll keep the APU off till we're ready to go. We're going to go up the left-hand panel here. Ground control can come on. Cruise supply oxygen is already blacked out. That's good. Begin the aviators alignment on bat reverts. We know how that works by now. I'm just going to skip ahead, get all 3. Oh, where's my... there we go. Get our fire test done. Boom, 1, 2, 3. We'll leave our fuel pumps off till we get our fuel load. Everything else looks good right now. Pack flow is in normal. Temperatures are good. And that looks good. All lights out. Everything looks good on the overhead. Let's jump down to the engines here. Let's check our hydraulics real quick. Make sure we have enough hydraulic fluid. That looks good. Engines. So when you want to, this is part of our flow. This is a real situation. I don't think I've talked about it yet, or maybe in passing, but you have to check the oil quantity before you depart, right? Well, if the aircraft, the FADEC has been powered down for so long, it will get you these amber X's in here. So how do you check the oil quantity if you got amber X's? Well, we got to power the FADEC momentarily. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this over to ignition start, and then just back to normal. And that would in real life, it would power the FADEC. So I guess we have to hold it here. So ignition start. Now that FADEC is powered, I can see 11.7, 11.9 quarts of oil. That's fine. And I can move this back to normal mode. Now I'm pretty sure, it's been so long, guys, since I've flown a real aircraft. Pretty sure that in real life, once you power it, this would stay on. So Swappy S coming in with 100. I'm not even going to try. They are... and what is that symbol? I've seen it before. Give me a second. That is the... Let me do a quick Google of that. Thank you for the subscribe there. It's Nepalese, the rupees. Yes, rupee. There we go. Coming with 100 rupees. Swappy, thank you so much for your support, man. He says, not much, but we'll support you because you are great. 12:30 here in India, but awake to learn something from you. Hope you fly to India soon. Swappy, thank you so much for your support, man. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you hanging out here with us on the stream. Definitely we're going to be ready to do some teaching. I hope you could stay up a little bit. If not, always got the replay, man. But I appreciate you hanging out with me here on stream. So positive rates for you in chat. Thank you, man. So where was I? So back to the oil. So we checked our oil quantity. We got the FADEC power and all that. So that looks good. Dog's breaking into my room. Cool. All right, we can go ahead and get rid of the engine page here. We pull up the status, make sure that's normal. There's no hidden caution messages or system situations like that. And we'll turn on the radios. We got to do that in the TOLUS. And that looks good. Everything else looks good. So the majority of the pre-flight is complete. Indian rupees. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I saw that symbol, and I'm like, I swear I've seen that before. I had to look it up. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Mr. Dillon says, also, I didn't know the A318 can have IAE engines. It would be so powerful. Yeah, that would be sweet, man. That would be sweet. Antonio says, Forza Italia. Yeah, man. I'm excited to be headed over to Italy. I haven't been. It's really sad. I'm kind of like a fake Italian. I'm by blood. I'm actually 100%. My mother and my father were both 100% Italian. But I haven't been back to Italy since I was a small child. So my parents used to speak it. I don't speak it. Unfortunately, I wish I did. My mother always told me that my grandmother spoiled me with English when I would hang out with them for the summers, and that was it. So I never... It's something I would like to do. Maybe during this whole quarantine situation, I'll start trying to learn some Italian, get back into it. But enough chit-chat. Let's get... You guys, I'm just so excited hanging out with you guys here. Let me get back on track, get this airplane off the gate. So we're going to come to the initialization page here. We're going from LYTV. I'm just going to type it in, or I'm going to try to. LYTV to LIRQ. Put that in the box right there. We're going as Alitalia, which is Alpha Zulu 114, 114. Sim brief is telling a cost index of 5. We're going to at least do 25 on the way out of here. The cruise flight level, it's pretty low going over there, 270. We can adjust that as necessary. We'll go ahead and hit the align. Let's get the flight plan loaded. So technically, we're going to be departing off 34. So we're going to have to do a back taxi, or 32, excuse me. We're going to back taxi off of, and depart off 32 on the, this is an interesting one. We're going to go over this too. It's the Tibri 3 Tango. So we're going to load that in the box here. The Tibri 3 Tango departure. Insert that, and let's pull up our plan mode, and let's take a look here. Let's see how Tolis is going to draw this out. Jeremy Harvey says, I seem to remember that some jet bridges have GPUs built into the airplanes. Yeah, a lot of the jet bridges will have the... This looks like an incorrect departure procedure. A lot of the jet bridges will have a GPU built into them. All right, so this is interesting. This does not look like the SID here. This basically, it's at 500 feet, a climbing left turn, and then back around. Well, maybe it does. It just looks weird because it has it going right from the airport. That might just be a tollless thing. But anyway, out to Tibri. From Tibri, let's pick up our route of flight. From there, we're going direct to Tiksa, or Tiksa, Tiksa. We have I'm trying to time the arrival to be super juicy when we get there. So our departure is 1620Z, so we're looking good. Tiksa, and then from there we're going to pick up a airway Lima 607. Lima 607. Out to Sierra Papa Lima. Kind of go up along the coastline for a little bit, and then we cut across the, I believe it's the Adriatic Sea. Then we're going to join Mike 730. That goes in here via Mike 730 to Alpha November Charlie Anchorage. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be the wrong waypoint for sure. ANC. Return that. Let's take a look. There we go. All the way over to Alpha November Charlie. From there, we're picking up one more airway. Mike 986. Mike 986 to Gavra. Golf Alpha Victor Romeo Alpha. Be in the box. There we go. Now this is where it gets interesting. The approach into landing is, or the approach into Florence is pretty interesting. We're going to do these ILS Zulu from an ARC, so I want to make sure I load this right. So out to Gavra, and then I want to do the Gavra 1 Whiskey. Let's see. Arrival. ILS 05 Zulu. Thank you for the subscribe there. Dave, appreciate it, man. So we're going to join, let's see. ABC, there we go. Gavra. Now, let me make sure, because I do want to do the ARC. I think it's pretty cool. Where are we going? LIRQ. And we look at the arrivals here. The Gavra 1 Whiskey arrival. And then let's look at the approach. ILS Zulu 5. Let's do that. We'll make it work. We're just going to load that in there. We want to do... I'm going to just do this. 169. Insert. Now we may have to do some adjusting here. Let's take a look. Wow, there's our arc. Wow, what happened there? So there's our arc to the arrival. That's what we want. Has a weird intercept. We'll figure that out when we get there, though. How about we go Gavra, PRT 12, It has us going all the way to the VOR. That's alright. That looks good for now. We'll change it if we need to. Well, that's going to really mess our fuel burn. Let's clear out PRT. There we go. That looks better. And then we don't have to go all the way. We'll leave that D169R in there. That's just a DME distance. Intercept the arc. There we go. That's what we want to do. Perfect. All right. Flight plan is in the box. IRS is in a line in 1 minute. So we got a flight plan done. Can't do the secondary just yet. RadNav, we are going to hard tune. So let's go ahead and get rid of LIRQ and focus on our departures.
Ahead. Look up.
Thank you for the subscribe there, Percy. Appreciate it, man. So we do have some RadNav stuff we got to tune on this departure. We definitely want to tune
Subscriber
the RO, which is 332. So we need to turn. Thank you for the other subscribe there, Avers. Appreciate it, man. So we're gonna do Romeo Oscar. Now I don't know if it will let me do GPS primary. That's good. We've been aligned. Oh, that does 332. Perfect. So we've hard tuned the 332 to that Romeo Oscar, and we also want to hard tune the bearing from Taz. So we're going to do Tango Alpha Zulu in the ADF number 2. This is interesting. I don't know if I've ever had to hard tune both NDBs in real life, here in the States anyway. Maybe in South America. I mean, I've had to hard tune one, but to do 2 NDBs, this is pretty interesting. So we've got those hard tuned for a departure in case we need a backup reference. And I also want to hard tune the DME into TVAT, so TIV for the ILS. So we're going to make that big. And what I mean by make it big is if you look here, let me show you. See how it's in small letters? Make it big letters, and now that's hard tuned and it won't auto tune away from it. So we've got all 3 things hard tuned in there. That's good. That's what we need. We can go ahead and put you back into plan mode. Close that out. We're going all the way up to flight level 270.
Subscriber ahead. Look.
Thank you for the subscribe there, Hakan. Appreciate it. And let's go ahead and recycle our flight director. Oh, you know what? Let's keep our flight directors off until we get our rest of our programming done. So, LYTV, it is the TOLUS. You never know what kind of failure we're going to have, so we always got to make sure we have some sort of way to get back. LYTV, runway 32, and the progress page. Now for performance, let's take a moderate load. We'll take 118 people. We don't need to load. Oh gosh, is it the forward cargo that stays empty in the 319? I think so. Pretty sure they don't use the forward cargo unless it's overflow from the aft in the 319. So we'll do about 13.5. How's that? We'll apply that. What are the numbers that TOLUS wants to give us? We're going to do a 1+F full Toga out of here. We do have terrain, so let's do 145, 150, and then 152. But we're going to just Toga this out of here. We're going to go flaps 1 to Toga, no flex. So we're going to run flaps 1 speeds. We'll be extra conservative. That's at a 66 flex, so we should have plenty of performance to get out of here. Getting out of Florence will be interesting. All right, last thing, let's get our zero fuel weight CG in the box. Looks like we're 31%, 31.0, and a 53.9 on the weight and balance there. Fuel on board 6.7. And my other dog needs to get out of the room. All right. So 6.7 on board. Everything else looks good there. Extra time, hour of extra gas. Perfect. Let's get the APU ready to fire up, and then I'm going to let my dog out. So let's go get our fuel pumps on. We'll get those on. Oh, my wife found her. Thanks. I swear, we always have a stowaway. On and auto there for the seatbelt sign. Wait for a flap open message. Fire it up. All right. Had to ignore you guys there in chat. I apologize. German Harry says, it's with routes like this where you wish you could just hit route request and have it magically fill up for you. Yeah, man, definitely. If I change the altimeter to HP, it also change the McDo just as the flight factor. Oh, yeah, you're right. I should change that. Fly Guy says, you landed in Florence with the Tollus 321 in Vueling livery. Awesome. I love that Vueling livery. I hope I'm saying it right, but I think it's a really cool. I like that yellow and gray they have on there. It reminds me a lot of the Simwings livery. So what do I need to do? Oh, I need to change this to HG. There we go. And then let's look at our current altimeter setting. According to Active Sky, we're looking at 1023. That's set 1, 2, and 3 times for me automatically. I love it. Perfect. Carter. Captain Tom says, I love the Alitalia on the wing. Me too, man. I think it's cool. Let's clean up the aircraft here. We'll get the trucks driving away. Phil Harvey, what's up, man? He says, hey, Captain, why don't you fly in Saudi Arabia? Just haven't gone down there yet, man. We will at some point, I'm sure. We're doing the Euro tour right now, though, so, you know, I normally fly a lot of the stuff up there in the U.S., and I always said, hey, we're going to do a Euro tour, and now it's time to do the Euro tour, so we're in Europe right now. Doors are closing up. Daniel Smith says, I love the 7.3 as much as the next guy, but I'd be a flat-out lie if I said the 320 didn't have some nice sounds. Yeah, I agree, Daniel Smith. Dimitri says it's Vueling. Vueling? Vueling. Vueling. Vueling? Vueling. I don't know. Trinidad Elite says, more 727, please, if you want, or how about a DC-8 or 707? More smoke, the better. Oh, there'll be more 7.2. There'll be more 7.2 coming up very soon. I missed the 7.2. After that one stream we did, I thought it was so fun. I want to do more 7.2, definitely. Alright, doors are closing up. Do we have the hydraulics? Okay, so normally you would see the pressure bleeding off there when they operate that hand pump. Alright, doors are closed up. Let's go ahead and get our beacon light on. Let's go ahead and get rid of the ground power. That is off. We got Haley doing her announcement. I got to figure out where my wing views are. Make sure the trucks get out of the way here. We're on a checklist and get out of here. Sam F., what's going on, man? He says, hey, I'm looking for something different from airliners. I was thinking of getting the TBM or Citation 2. TBM's got a lot of recommendations, but I was curious. Ooh, Sam, it's tough. I would definitely say the TBM is more of a study level simulation because there's so much more you can do with the TBM, such as airframe sharing, maintenance manager. I mean, it's hands down one of the best add-ons in X-Plane, especially with what you can do. And everything is modeled so well. The Citation 2, it's still a Carenado product. I'm going to talk a little bit about this on the first episode I release. But I do find it flies with just one minor tweak. I think it flies really well in X-Plane, and it's believable to me. There's some things that are limited, such as the such as the N2 operation and things like that with the engine core, some electrical stuff. But for the most part, I really enjoy flying the Citation 2 around, even though it's a Carenado product. I know that may sound crazy, but I'm telling you, it's a good bird too. And it's just what you want, though. I would be lying if I said that it was better than the TBM, because it's not. The TBM is probably one of the best add-ons in X-Plane, so that should have been on as well. Everything looks good there. All right, let's run a checklist. Before start, checklist, maintenance log, and tail number that's on board and checked. Cockpit prep, that is completed. Let's see. Gear pins and covers removed. Signs on an auto. ADIRs are a nav mode. Fuel 6.7 required, 6.7 on board. Altimeters 1023 set. EFB checked. Windows, doors, and slides. We are closed and armed. Beacon on. Thrust levers idle. Parking brake is on. Transponder. We'll spool it up to 2000 and stand by for now. Donald became a member. Welcome, Donald, to the channel, man. Really appreciate it. Exclamation point welcome for more information on your new perks as a member here. So Dougal McTavish says, hey guys, I disinfected the like button before stream. Please hit it. Dougal, I appreciate it. Yeah, the like button has freshly been disinfected. So if you guys want to go ahead and press that like button, I really appreciate it. It does help out the channel. Really appreciate it if you could do that. All right, I think we're ready to go. Let's do a... We already did our checklist. Beacons on. We're ready to go. Let's fire them up. We got bleed pressure. Starting engine number 1. Rocking the CFMs. You normally don't see me fly the CFMs very much. Well, we're rocking the CFMs today, guys. Donald says, will I be doing any more GA flying? Yeah, I'll be doing some GA flying, man. I'll definitely do some GA flying. I'll admire these sounds here for a minute. I like him. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of this truck. Dimitri's down there. He's had a couple of drinks. Let's go ahead and hide that guy. Spinning around there. We're gonna back taxi out of here. I guess we can do a single engine taxi. What the heck? You guys want to see a single engine taxi? Let's do it. We'll go yellow electric pump is on. APU bleed off. That goes to normal. That comes up. We'll drop flaps to 1. Jeremy Harvey says, do you know Airbus is building a special plant just to build a 321 to keep up with demand? They have a 9-year backlog. Well, not anymore, Jeremy Harvey. I don't know. I mean, that's awesome that they did, but given the current state of aviation, there's a lot of planes being parked right now. Thank you for the subscribe, Blue B. Appreciate it. All right, we got the tolless random situation there. That's fine. Taxi light can come off. After start check, the engine ice off. Yellow electric pump is on. Rudder trim 0. After start checklist complete. Let's go ahead and taxi out of here. Vin Diesel driving that stairway. Alright, so as we enter the runway, I would normally turn the strobes on in real life, but we're not going to do that because it would trigger the BSS sounds to freak out. And I probably should have entered down here at Bravo, but hey, we'll go ahead and we'll just turn on these lights here so it doesn't trigger any BSS sounds. Cut the corner there a little bit off. Man, you can tell, because I haven't flown an airplane, a real airplane, in so long, I'm really starting to miss it. It's really sad. Thank you for the subscribe there. There it is. Lanil, appreciate it, man. Alright, so we're going to back taxi 3-2. Let's go ahead and fire up engine number 2. So yellow electric pump is off. APU bleed is on. That goes to ignition start. We have to hit the engine page over here to verify. We have bleed pressure, which we do. Now in real life, I'm going to simulate being real life. We're normally going to bump this N1 up to right around 35 to 40% to get proper bleed pressure. So right about there. We already have plenty of bleed pressure, so let's go ahead and crank up 2. Oh, what am I doing? We're not doing a cross bleed. I'm sorry. Wow. You can leave that at idle. We've got the APU bleed on. Don't worry. Just ignore everything I just said. Maybe I should start drinking. You know what? I might have to request a bourbon tea here before top of climb. Captain Thomas Lemon 321 going to do JFK to San Juan. Ooh, nice, man. Does it make me want to hop in the 319? Yeah. The only reason I'm not flying the 321 right now is unless we're flying the 321 Neo, I miss these sounds, man. For me, sounds are huge. And I feel the 319 with this BSS pack has just got it going on right now. I'm all over the freaking place here, taxiing.
Subscribe ahead. Look up.
Thank you for the subscribe there. Slalomir? Alright, looks like we've got a good start on 2. This goes back to normal. Flaps are set. APU bleed come off. APU can come off. 16:20 was our departure time. Does that give us an estimated on time? 1 hour and 6 minutes would be 17:26. Perfect. We're looking good. How come I chose to train on the Airbus? I didn't really choose it. Airbus chose me, man. Airbus chose me, and I'm in love with it. Captain Tom, the sounds of 321's below. I mean, they are what they are, man. Alright, let's pick up this back taxi, or else we might as well drive to Florence, because we're never going to get there at this rate. Happy Sunday to you and Chris. Appreciate it, man. Happy Sunday to you, dude. Do you constantly have to correct with rudder on a single-engine taxi? In real life or in the sim? In the sim, a little bit, yeah, because I don't have a real tiller. In the real airplane, depending on your load, how heavy you are, you can single-engine taxi just fine. And you might use a little tiller action to correct every now and then, but honestly, if you're light, it's not a big deal at all. Now, if you're really heavy, you're probably not going to be single-engine taxiing anyway, but there are times when you might need to use a little correction just to maintain that center line, especially if you want to, go a little bit faster. But in the sim, yeah, I find myself having to use that rudder a little bit to stay on center line. All right, let's go ahead and do our flow here. Auto brakes, max, takeoff config. We do our flight controls, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral, ding the flight attendants. Let's whip it around and get out of here. Runway 32, that checks. Straight out 500 feet, then a climbing left turn. A little off center line there, but let's do it. Spool them up 50. Get the rest of our lights on. Toga! Man, Toga SRS nav. Well, we wouldn't say nav. Man, Toga SRS auto thrust blue. Forward pressure on the stick. Let's roll it out. 80 knots, thrust set. Neutralize that back pressure at 100. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. That was pretty cool.
Look up.
There's 500 feet a long time ago. I'm going to butcher this departure, but I want to look around too. Bye-bye, Montenegro. Thank you, Adria Martinez. Appreciate the subscribe. Those BSS sounds, though, right? That's why I'm not flying the 321 right now, guys, because this sound is just too good to pass up. Alright, we got positive trend in airspeed. Let's bring the thrust back. Thrust climb, auto thrust. Wow. Why wasn't runway showing on the FMA? Because we were at a nav department. What do you mean? We had nav blue armed because we're on an RNAV departure. I think that's what you're referring to. If you're talking about up here, that's a TOLUS thing. All right, there's our F speed. Let's go ahead and bring up the flaps. Beautiful. Flap 0, 220 knot speed restriction there.
Subscriber ahead. Look
Thank you for the
up.
subscribe, RXGE, man. Captain says, did you ever consider the 737 like me? I mean, I was considered. Here's the thing. I just wanted to fly wherever I could that would be a good career for me. And whatever airplane I got on was the airplane I got on. And the way it worked out was Airbus, and I'm loving it right now. Now, will that change? Who knows, man? The future right now is so uncertain. I have no idea what's going to happen. There is like I said in the beginning of this video, there is a very real possibility that I could end up on a furlough. Max coming in with a $10 bomb. He says it's 5 o'clock somewhere if you want to get that bourbon soon. Max, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for your support. Just for that, as soon as we get this puppy turned out of here and en route on our cruise climb, I'm going to go fix myself a quick little bourbon, if you guys don't mind. Appreciate it. Klaus says, what sounds do the strobes trigger? The strobe lights, if you turn them on and turn them off on the ground, it will trigger the after landing announcements for the VSS pack. And the only time you would turn the strobes on the ground is if you're crossing an active runway, or a runway in general. So I'm kind of hand flying this out here a little bit, but look at the oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Let's just go autopilot 1. I love hand flying this way, but I just want to look. Let's just enjoy this. Thank you for the subscribe, Jack Woods. Appreciate it, man. Oh my goodness. Oh, the wing up and the sun. Oh my goodness, that is so cool. Issa, just missed the takeoff. It's alright, man. Hit that rewind button. It's a beautiful one. It's a beautiful takeoff, man. Look at this. With the sun beginning to set out there, ocean looks nice and calm right now. As we turn back around to the NDB, matter of fact, when I put my NDB needles up here, you should be able to see. Yeah, we're at diesel, we're turning back around, so can't see us on that chart, but got our NDBs tuned, we're looking good. There's 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and turn the lights off. And we'll let the flight attendants know we're above 10. There's transition, I think. I don't know. Set standard flyby shot. Wow. Is that loud enough for you guys? Are your ears bleeding? Because mine are. Austin Kelly, private pilot. What's up, man? Thank you so much for joining the channel. Positive rates in the chat. Austin Kelly, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate your support. Glad you're enjoying the content enough to subscribe. Exclamation point, welcome to learn some more information about your new perks as a member here on the channel. Swampy S coming in with more 40 rupees. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your support. He says ILS Yankee vs Zulu series on Navigas charts. Interpret. So are you from, what's the difference between ILS Zulu and a Yankee on the approach charts? I hope that's what you're asking. Number one, appreciate your support, man. Thank you. So depending on what type of approach you're shooting, if there's an overlay approach, they might refer to it as a Zulu or Yankee. Like a lot of times you'll see an RNAV Zulu, an RNAV Yankee. It's a way the charts and the approaches were originally formed. Now that's in the States anyway, with TERPS procedures, and there's not really, I can't really find a better way to explain it in short term. But the ILS Zulu and Yankee, they're just two different approaches in Florence, and one of them has an arc, one of them doesn't, and it has to do with aircraft's capability of navigation. And the other member, Maximilian, coming in, a commercial pilot member. Maximilian, man, really appreciate it. Positive rates for the chats for the new members. You guys really appreciate you on the channel. Exclamation point, welcome. For the commercial pilots out there, the FAQ is open for the podcast for this month. So if you have questions for me that you want answered in video form, go ahead and put them on the community tab on that section there that I posted for you guys. So once again, appreciate it, guys. I'll text, are you a 320 pilot or 319 in real life? All three, man. 20, 19, and 21. There goes Montenegro. There's the port down there that we flew over on that hard turn. That was a fun approach. That was really cool. Dimitri, take notes. Yeah. Let me... When I pull up the charts and we get in cruise, we'll go over both of the approaches again, and I'll show you. Now, there's... So here's the Zulu, and here's the Yankee. Yankee doesn't have an arc. And this is ILS Yankee or LOC, so it's one or two approaches. Is this an ILS? Oh, this is an or LOC Zulu as well. So it's basically two instrument approaches to the airport using the same ILS frequency. So 110.3, 110.3, but ILS Yankee is a different navigation capability. Now, we could definitely do ILS Yankee too, but more often than not, it's going to be pretty much the same thing, just a slightly different approach layout. How do I get sharp shadows? I don't have anything different, man. Let me take a look at my settings. I haven't really changed anything. I'm going to take a quick look at the graphics settings. This is what I'm running right now. Maximum, high, 4x, maximum, and minimal. That's it. Wow, that is a cool shot though. But let's see, let's pull up our map. Let's see where we are. Just cross the border. Oh, this is cool. Wow, I don't know how to pronounce that. Dubrovnik. I knew that. I know that place. Sarajevo. Cool, so we're basically going to go up the coast here a little bit, and then we're cutting across the sea that way. I'm trying to find a good view for you guys here. Oh, before I do that, let's go ahead and check our ETA. Look at that, 17:28 Zulu is our approximate on time. I'm telling you guys, that is going to be a juicy sunset arrival into Florence. Things are looking good. It's a pretty smooth ride on the way out of here. We'll go ahead and turn that seatbelt sign off. You're now free to move about the cabin. We no longer need these needles. I'm going to just go ahead and turn them off. Out of 10,000, we also do what we call clear and copy. And this is one of those cases where you really want to do it. So we want to clear everything that we hard tune. So we're going to clear the RO. We're going to clear TAS. I'm going to clear the ILS. And it's important that you do this because if you don't, when you go to shoot your approach at your destination, it will not auto-tune. So, for instance, if I left that localizer frequency in there hard tuned, when we go into Florence, it wouldn't auto switch for me, at least in the real airplane. So at 10,000 feet, we always do what's called clear and copy. You come into your RadNav page, you clear out anything that you hard tuned, and then we would copy the active in the secondary flight plan. But we don't have the secondary flight plan function on the 319 yet. So that's just one thing that kind of overlooked, especially as streaming. I never really do it because we never really hard tune anything. Thank you for the subscribe there, Edar. Appreciate it. But this particular departure, we definitely had to hard tune some stuff. 270 seems a little bit low. I'm going to just go ahead and bump us all the way up to... What does the box say? Optimum 37? Jeez. Let's do 33. How's that sound? Should change to new cruise altitude 330. Perfect. We'll do 33. Save a little gas. What's our remaining fuel on destination? Right now we're showing 4.0. That's plenty of fuel. We're looking good. We actually don't want to be too heavy now that I think about it. Oh man. Now that I think about it, 4.0, what's our weight right now? We're at 59.5, and we're going to burn 1,500, 58. Oh, we're going to be a little bit heavier than I thought we were going to be, but we'll be all right. We're going to talk about that approach when we get into cruise altitude. So right now we're 27, climbing 330. Things look good. Donald says, how often do I do these live streams? I really don't have a set schedule right now, just because being a new parent, my life is pretty hectic, and I don't really get the luxury of just always being consistent. But I am trying to be more active now, especially since I'm not flying actively right now. We're all kind of on a hold status. Let me go ahead and turn down some sounds here. go ahead and turn down the internal. We'll just go 50 on each here. Let's go ahead and turn it down. Let's set 50-50. Let's go outside for a little bit. Wow, blast the eardrums. Let me get you away from those engines. Let me find a... Well, that's not the view I want. Hold on, watch your ears. Huh. Trying to find a good view where we see some of the coastline. That's pretty cool right there. So I can go make myself a bourbon. All right, that's a cool shot right there. I kind of like that over the tail view. Slam Cannon, what's up, man? Good to see you here. Rose Jackson, welcome to the stream. Why is standard on US 100 and 500 in some places in Europe? Ken, it all depends on the maximum terrain in that area. So the US, the standard barrow is at 18,000 feet. Slam Cannon says, LIRQ, excited about this one? Florence is awesome. Yeah, man, I'm excited too. Antonio says, I don't think Florence is the smallest cat sea. Portugal is 52 at 319s and 320s all the time. Interesting, man. I know it's pretty short. I'll have to look at the available landing distance again. Let's take a look real quick. I keep going to charts. Airports, LIRQ. Let me get the 10.9 page. So there is a displaced threshold, right? This is 5,100 feet long. That's pretty short, man. 5,100 feet is pretty short. Carter says, I think my ears are bleeding now. I'm sorry about that, man. Is your cockpit view a bit far away from the instruments? Yeah, it's not quite how it would be in real life. And if I weren't streaming, I use Track IR, so it doesn't matter. But for you guys, I try to encompass the whole cockpit for you. What bourbon are you drinking? Cheers. That's a good point. I'm not drinking any right now. Give me 2 minutes to go fix myself a quick little bourbon. Now, I thought I had a... look at that. Not quite a lab break, but I will be right back, guys. And... yeah, we're set. We're in cruise. I'll be right back. Alright, what'd I miss? Let's go ahead and get rid of that. We're back at it. This wing view is actually, I kind of like this view. You guys like this view? I like this view. Alright, what am I drinking? We've got, I just grabbed what was on the counter there. It was the Woodford Reserve. I don't believe I'm drinking the double oaked. I didn't see which one this one is, but... I think it was, who was it that came in? Was that Max? 5 o'clock somewhere? Appreciate it, man. It's Corona time. Let's go ahead and get that bourbon. Corona quarantine. Doesn't hurt to have a little bourbon here and there. IL Tech says you fly the 19, 20, and 21, but I don't think you can. A pilot can be type rated on 3 aircraft at the same time. Yes, you can, IL Tech, because they are the same type rating, my friend. Thank you for the subscribe there, Jeffrey. And if it's not allowed, then I've been illegally operating an Airbus for a major airline for a very long time. So have thousands of other pilots, but that is the same type rating, 19, 20, and 21, even the Neo. All right, so we're level 330. And let's go ahead and take a look at our prog page. We got 1728, 4.1 on the fuel, so we saved about 100 kilos there with that. Let's go ahead and do a little cabin tour. Let's do a quick cabin tour, shall we? I think you guys are really going to like this cabin. So we'll walk through the cockpit door there. Now, I haven't been on an Alitalia airplane, but I've seen some pictures, and this is pretty cool. I think it's like a wood grain paneling here that they just really makes it look classy. This looks like some crew, like some latches for stowing some stuff for the crew, possibly. Beautiful galley. I mean, this detail is really been worked on. I mean, nice galley carts. Look at these seats, guys. These seats look so comfortable. I just want to sit in them. Got the nice little Alitalia emblem on there. More wood grain here on that front bulkhead. I'll text this. Sometimes you fly the 19 and the other day the 20, right? Sometimes I fly a 19, 20, and 21 all in the same day, dude. But, I mean, this cabin work is nice with the carpets. And look at the seat back pockets. Let's take a look here. They even have the proper safety card here. And that even says A319. That is attention to detail. That is attention to detail. And I love it. Z-Ditch says I was in Florence in October just for the day. Awesome, man. I said it before, I think on one of the Greece streams when we were flying around Greece. After this whole coronavirus thing is over, whenever that may be, I think it's time. It'll be time for the wife and I and the baby to travel. And I really want to do some sightseeing. I'd love to go to Greece at some point. I'm going to have to go to Italy. I mean, it's just, I wouldn't be able to call myself an Italian if I didn't go there. So, gonna have to, and this Euro tour has really made me want to travel, which we talked about it a long time on the channel. You guys wanted to see me do some Euro flying, and once we dove into it, and we flew that 7-hour stream. It is awesome. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. Chopping board, yeah, that's the chopping board there. But the emblem there in the wing, it's just awesome. Got the dual lav back here in the back. I love it. I mean, you can even hear the sounds almost sounds like the APU's running, but it's not. But excellent. So we're getting ready to make the turn here at Sierra Papa Lima. Let's rock this view for a minute. Jacob says it's so hazy. I almost thought you were using X-Enviro. No X-Enviro, man. Active Sky. X-Enviro is it's not. I don't want to talk about it. X-Enviro is awesome, but it caused some issues on my end. And now with Vulcan coming around the corner, I've been seeing the guys streaming with 11.5 and the performance increase that they're getting. So I just want to. I'm holding off until we get some stability. Any plans for a 737 MAX stream? No, you don't. Haven't flown the MAX in X-Plane. I don't even know. I know there's some drama behind it, and I'm being completely honest with you guys. I don't know what it is. From what I understand, is the 737 MAX in X-Plane is supposedly been copied of the Zibo, or a copy of the Zibo illegally. So I don't know, and I don't know. I don't know the whole story behind it. So I didn't even know if it would be a good idea to stream it or fly it. But I really have no interest in it anyway. It's a lot of glass up front for me. Any reason the passengers aren't modeled in the airliners? I probably would imagine it's probably a performance thing. I know the Zibo does it. The Zibo 73 has passengers. Andre says, I had the opportunity to visit Venice last year. It was wonderful. I bet, dude. We were we were supposed to go to Italy 2 years ago for my wife's good friend she was getting married in Italy, but we just never ended up going. Do you use Vivid Sky? No, I do not use Vivid Sky, man. Next flight to Finland, maybe. Dougal says drama. Yeah, Dougal, drama, man. There's always drama, it seems like. Oh, I like this shot better here with the sun, with the reflection, and then the sun hitting those mountains there. Beautiful. Mike Gates says, for a small Airbus, the 319 is really wide inside for a single plane with 6 seats per row. Yeah, the Airbus is the Airbus tube, so you look at the 19, 20, and 21, that's all the same tube, and it's a little bit bigger than a 737. Now, and I can't remember how much larger it is, but the way that, now this is not including the NGs. The NGs with the new Boeing Sky, interiors and those new overhead bins, I think feel pretty roomy, pretty comparable to the Airbus. But some of the older 737s, like the 700s, and even some of the old 800 models, well, maybe not the 800, I think it might be the 700 was the last interior model where they had the old style overhead bins. You can definitely feel a little bit more cramped in there than you do on Airbus. Dougal says, did you manage to catch any of the group flight? Man, Dougal, not really, man. I turned on my laptop for a little bit, and I saw XP streaming, and then I got taken away, within minutes. So I wanted to join the chat and be a part of that, but from what I hear, it went pretty good. It looks like it was a pretty lengthy stream there, too, so I hope it worked out good for SimWings. Again, guys, if you have the time or are in a position to help a great project for the community, !SimWings in chat. Dougal has been spearheading that operation. I think it's for a good cause. And a matter of fact, there is a winner. Dougal told me the other day of our first applicant has been selected for some type of upgrade for simulation, so that's really cool, man, and that's all put on by you guys in the community, so that's really neat to see that coming to fruition. Captain FR says, can you show us proper seating in the cockpit? Absolutely, man. So the biggest problem with flying in the sim, in the cockpit in the sim, is you really lack that depth perception, I think. So in real life, how I always sit is you look over here and you see there's 3 balls up here. Wow. Let me just go up here with the camera. And they're in a triangle. You have a white one, a red one, you have 2 white ones and a red one. And what you're supposed to do is adjust your seat so that the white ball is completely covered by the red ball. So if I come in to hit just the regular W key, right, and now I look over, I can see that I'm a little bit off. So technically, I think I would have to sit like all the way back here for that to align properly, and that's not right. Look at where the seat is. So without looking at that now in sim world, how I feel would be the most realistic way to sit is probably right here. This is probably what I would see is a real view. Now you can see when I look over here to the right, this is completely exposed, and that wouldn't be like that in real life. And for me, in my seat position, this red ball would be covering the white ball. And how I can tell is it's not modeled on the 319 here, but on the 320, in the flight factor, they actually modeled there's a little light bar underneath this console here. And what I do is I try to put my seat at the right height so where that light bar is pretty much resting on this bezel here for the screens. So my seat would be right about there, and a normal field of view, you're going to be about like that. So that is kind of a close to realistic view, I think, and it's hard to do it with a 2D position. So when I fly off stream, I fly with track IR, and with track IR I can adjust my seat and my position so I feel that it really is realistic. But when I hit W, watch what happens. So this is where it snaps me back to the default view. So this is where I just stream from, and that's why a lot of times I pop out the screen so you guys can see what's happening here on the ND, or PFD, and then the ND when we do a landing or something. So that's also probably why I can't land this airplane in the sim. I don't know why I can't get butters in the Airbus. You would think that it's the airplane I fly, I'd be able to butter it out all the time, but it just doesn't happen. And it's a combination of things. Probably the bourbon doesn't help either. But as far as a realistic viewpoint, that's kind of... I think if you really want to get a real... to make it feel as real as possible, you need some type of head tracking. Unfortunately, I don't have my track IR turned on right now, and I'd show you guys. I only use it when I have to, but track IR makes a big difference. Big difference for me, anyway. Is it Discord members only? No, not at all, man. Definitely not at all. You can join. Anyone can join. Toga Simmer, I like that. He says, hey dude, awesome channel. I also fly the bus for a real in Europe, although grounded at the moment. Oh man, sorry to hear that, dude. I hope I wouldn't say I'm grounded, but I'm basically grounded. They removed all of our flying for this month and put us on some type of basically a time available status. And then for May, I actually bid for and I took a voluntary incentive line. So essentially, it's a paid leave line, a reduced amount of hours. But I'll be off for May, and then they're talking about doing it in June, and who knows? But I'll be dequalified in June if I don't. So I won't be eligible to take a voluntary line in June. We'll have to see what happens. But so I'm not. I guess I'm not grounded, but basically I'm in the same boat. I'm not flying. I haven't flown since March 13th, I want to say, around there. Like first couple weeks in March was my last trip, and yeah, it's sad.
Subscriber ahead.
Thank you, Nico, for the subscribe. Welcome aboard, man. Sam F, not a problem, man. Hope I could help you out. Jeffrey Bennett says, what does butter mean? It's a YouTube thing, man. It's when you land, we have these landing rate plugins that tell you, that grade you on your landing, and everyone wants to see butters, definitely. I mean, it's hard to get, it's hard to get a butter. I'll tell you what's the hardest thing. It's hard to get a butter with a proper approach to landing, because in real life, when you're flying the jet to the pavement, you're not really thinking, yeah, you don't want to smash it, but there's a lot of other factors that come into a good landing instead of just being a smooth touchdown. I mean, if all of our runways were 10,000 feet plus long, heck yeah, we'd float it out, get a nice greaser. But in real life, there's a lot of repercussions that happen with floating and over flaring or coming in shallow. One way to get around it is to come in shallow, cross that threshold below 50 feet. We call it dragging it in, right? You come in at 40 feet, 30 feet below the threshold. Now you're really low. That's technically not a good approach path. You're not supposed to do that. But it makes it easier to butter, so you could kind of argue, well, it'd be softer. But that's not really how it's done. You know, in real life, if you want to be 50 feet over the threshold, sometimes there's obstacles, sometimes there's fences, there's buildings, highways, what have you. So you want to make sure you're on a proper 3-degree path down to the markers, and you want to be in that zone, the beginning of the zone. Now, depending on the operator, they may have restrictions on where you can land, what equates a go-around. Now, for us, basically, it's the touchdown zone, minus a couple airports. Burbank in particular, if you don't land by, I think it's the third marker, it's an automatic go-around. So even if you're in the touchdown zone, but you pass the third mark, you have to do a go-around. So there's all kinds of different factors that happen in real life, but the butter terminology comes from YouTube and just having fun with it. Captain Tom says, dang, not gonna lie, V1, it is just sad hearing what's going on from your point of view. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man. I actually was thinking, I forget what I was watching. I was watching a YouTube video about the Airbus. I can't think of the name, but there's a guy who made some really high quality videos of an Airbus. I think it was a CityLink Airbus. I'm not even sure what country that's from or what airline that is, but it was called CityLink, and he has some really great, I guess you could call them motivational videos. And I saw the high quality Airbus shots, the pushback and engine start, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, man, first of all, I've been so blessed to be able to fly these jets in real life as a career, right? It's been a true blessing in itself. But then I started getting really sad thinking, hey, I don't know when I'm going to be able to fly these jets again. And who knows what's going to happen. So it was a sobering moment. And then I had about my 10-minute sulking time. I said, all right, It's not the end of the world yet. Just make yourself a bourbon and get on X-Plane. I cranked out, I think, episode 2 in the Citation or the Corporate Jet series, and here I am with you guys now. So, but it'll pass at some point, man. We just don't know when. Let's go outside. Let's do a flyby shot first, and we got to start looking at approach charts here pretty soon. Oh yeah. Into the sunset. We're chasing the sunset. Toga Simmers is the same here. I stopped the 21st of March waiting for the stuff to go away. Luckily I have the government top unemployment supportage scheme. Yeah. Yeah. It sucks, man. But hey, hopefully we'll all be back up in the skies here soon enough, right? Captain Tom says, Burbank, I smashed a 737-800 into there the other day, but we were in the touchdown zone, so whatever. Dude, Burbank is no joke, man. Did we go in there on stream yet? I don't think we have. Or maybe we did. I think we did do it on stream. I haven't been there in so long, I don't remember what the marker is, but I'm pretty sure there's a marker on the runway there that, I think it's 1,500 footers. If you're not down by 1,500 feet, you got to go around or something like that. So you definitely don't go in there looking for butter. You go in there looking to get off the end of the runway. Is 9,000 feet runway okay for a Caribbean airport? 9,000? Heck yeah, man. You can do a touch and go on that thing. CityLink, Indonesia. Interesting. Okay. What flight simulator is this? This is X-Plane 11. Slam Cannon says V1 not as exciting, but you can come out here and help me finish my GP on the Slam Cannon. Dude, I'm not even joking. Thank you for the subscribe there, Storms. Slam Cannon. I'm not even joking, man. I still keep my CFI current, right? If this stuff goes the way it's going, I'm going to be looking for work. I will come out there and teach you, man. No joke. Or you can come out here. We got extra room. Or maybe I'll just open up a flight school. That's illegal. But if that would be, I'd either, if I can't fly or furloughs go on for a while, I will probably immediately start looking for corporate work again. If that doesn't pan out, then maybe something in instructing, but who knows. Yeah, this is great therapy, man. I agree with you. What's it like as a pilot bringing a plane into land in strong crosswinds? Well, there's two ways it plays out, Strix. You either set the parking brake and feel like a macho man and are super excited that you just had an awesome landing, or you keep the cockpit doors shut and you wait till the last passenger gets off the airplane because you're so embarrassed at how bad your landing was. But hopefully it's the early one there. Hopefully you feel good about it. I'll never forget my first ever 321 landing in the right seat was into Minneapolis-St. Paul. And for some reason, Minneapolis-St. Paul, MSP in the United States, has always been good to me for smooth landings, but I always happen to go there when the weather is absolute crap. And I remember you had to, in order to land in certain conditions, you had to have over 100 hours in the airplane. And I just hit 100 hours. I mean, probably to the minute or to the several minutes of that flight. So the captain at that time, the captain in the left seat was like, you sure you have 100 hours? I'm like, yeah. And the winds were, I forget what they were blowing out of the north, like 35, 38 miles an hour, gusting to the 40s. And I was at 321 at night in the snow, blizzard. It was insane. And I remember coming over the threshold thinking, wow, we are really cockeyed here. But I just stuck with my training, put it down, and it was one of the smoothest landings I think I've ever had at 321. And it was my first one. So it was that night I definitely felt good. But trust me, I've had them. I've had the flip side of that coin too, where you put it down and you just want to keep that cockpit door shut. P3 says, I work for American. It's going to be a long road ahead. Absolutely, man. Definitely going to be a long, long road. JR, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Issa says, you're going to continue west through Asia or go back to the U.S. after the U.S.? Probably head back to the U.S. There's some things I want to do over there. Got some rockin' liveries by Gerald McGinley that I want to start flying. Some old Cactus liveries on the 321. He's working on some really cool stuff that I really want to fly. Plus, I kind of miss a little bit of Pilot Edge stuff. I might get it back into that. But then we might do a different... We'll break away from it. We might do some streams scattered here and there. Storm says, if you start a flight school, I'll be the first in line. Awesome, man. That's good. At least I got that going for me. You ever had to do a go-around on landing? Absolutely. Quite a few times. Michael Z says, I've flown the Airbus. Now I am passing my EASA flight instructor because of the current situation. Ah. Well, at least you can still fly, right? It's tough, man. A lot of pilots getting hit hard on this one. Leonidas says, I just joined the Discord server. Very nice, professional, man. Keep it up, Leonidas. I appreciate that. Thank you. We try to keep it professional in there. Try to keep the riffraff to a minimum. ILTech says, I can't, how can I decide which auto brake definitely use for my landing in the Airbus? So I'll tell you this, ILTech, the way I look at it, the way we do it in real life, is when we get a landing report, we need to enter destination now. Yeah, we need to get on this, right? This is the last thing. Then we're going to start down. So in real life, we get a landing distance report via the 8 cars. It says your estimated landing distance is going to be this with low brakes, it'll be this with medium brakes, and it'll be this with maximum brakes, which is essentially standing on the brake pedals. Because you cannot arm max. There is no max auto brake in the Airbus in flight. This is only an RTO mode. So I'll look at those numbers, and then I'll decide. But I'll tell you this, even after I look at those numbers, personally, I like to just use manual brakes when I can. Where I will use auto brakes, if it's required, like this airport, we're going to use medium brakes. And 2, if there's a strong crosswind. There's a reason I'll use auto brakes into crosswind, because if you land in a very strong crosswind in real life with manual brakes, you're gonna end up using either left rudder or right rudder more to straighten out the center line of the aircraft, right? When you come down in that flare and you want to make the airplane nice and parallel with the runway center line. So you'll have a tendency in real life to ride one of the brakes more on your rollout than you would the other brake. So then you'll turn off the runway and you'll look at your brake temps and you'll have, 350 C on the left and 100 C on the right. So to avoid that, I like to use auto brakes low in a strong crosswind situation. Now, another reason I'll use manual braking is because if it's very hot outside, and say you're coming into a high density altitude airport, or you're going somewhere like Las Vegas in the summertime, and you don't want to smoke those brakes. You use medium brakes or low brakes, you're going to exit the runway with hot brakes. So what I'll do, I'm going to go ahead and just set up a quick step down altitude to 150. We'll go ahead and mash that forward, speed descent, and down we go, just so we don't get behind on profile. But using manual brakes in that situation will allow me to use the thrust reversers to slow the aircraft down and not necessarily wear those brakes. The auto brakes work as a rate of deceleration. So if I select low brakes, it's going to slow the airplane down at a certain rate no matter what the thrust reversers are doing. Same with medium brakes. It doesn't matter if thrust reversers are out or not. It's going to slow the aircraft at a predetermined rate. And that can be a lot of friction on those brake pedals, and on the brake calipers, and create a lot of excess heat. So what I'll do is I'll leave the auto brakes off, get those reversers in there, really slow the airplane down to about 100 knots, and then I'll start using manual brakes. If of course you have the runway available to do that. There's some it's all relative. Some situations you may not be able to do that because of runway length or other procedures in effect. Captain Birdo, what's going on, man? South End says, I love that you can faintly hear the classic CFM buzz. Oh, yeah. Dimitri coming in saying, let's make another push on the like button, folks. The captain is dishing out some really great advice today. Dimitri, I appreciate it, man. Yes, guys, it has been disinfected. Guaranteed not to get coronavirus if you hit the like button. So if you do enjoy this video, enjoy the content, I appreciate it. I appreciate your help. It does help the channel out. Does help me out. So I appreciate you guys hitting that like button if you like the content. Look at the lights as we come across the coast here. I really need to pay attention and start prepping for an approach, but I'm too infatuated by this lighting here. We'll do a quick 360 pan around here and then we'll get back to work. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. Toga Simmer says, you guys were lucky to have 8 cars landing report. We have to work it out ourselves. Oh my gosh, Toga Simmer. I feel bad for you, man. I had to do that in training, and I think that was the last time I ever did a manual landing calculation. Or the alternate landing distance calculations. Yeah, I'd rather put it in the Hudson than do one of those. Yeah, we're lucky with the 8 cars, man. Look at that shot, though. That is, I mean, let me just go back a little bit. Look at this right here. That is why we fly right there. I mean, that is just stunning. I love airplanes. I love aviation. I hope you guys do too, because that just is a beautiful sight. All right, back to work. We need to figure this out. We don't have this is no easy task coming in here. So, all right. We're doing the ILS Zulu. First things first, let's get the box programmed, then we'll go ahead and go over the rest of the stuff here. So I know we need to go next phase here, approach mode. Oops, previous phase. Let's check out the active sky weather. Let me do a quick refresh. Right now it is showing 1024. So 1024 in the QNH. Temperature is 18. Magnetic wing 040 at 11. Perfect for runway 5. All right, get rid of active sky. I don't need you on my screen anymore. ILS Zulu, runway 5 into Florence, Italy. We're going to be a Cat C. Now, there's 2 minimums here. MAC CG or MACG. This is missed approach climb gradient. If you can make 3.5%, these are your minimums. Basically, that means you can climb away at a steeper angle. 2.5%, you can't climb away quite as steep, so your minimums are a little bit higher. We are going to meet that 3.5 requirement, so we're going to be Cat C 655 MDA is set. That looks good. Go around speeds, everything looks good. What was our VAP? I forgot. 134 on the VAP. Perfect. We've got all the weather and visibility requirements. Not a problem at all. Looking at the rest of our box here, we got constraint mode on. Let's zoom this in. Let's make this larger so we can see what's going on here. We'll go plan mode. We're going direct to Garva, then we join basically a radial outbound, then we intercept the arc at, I can't read that. That wouldn't be like that in real life, but a D018.0 essentially right here. As long as we are at outbound from the VOR 6,000 minimum, once we are inbound or once we're on the arc, we can take it all the way down past Gonga, then we go 5,000 after Gonga, which we're not going to Gonga. That's a different transition. 3,000 is the bottom of the final approach fixed altitude. So essentially, we're going to step it down. I think that says 4,000 right there. So I'm going to go ahead and set 4,000 in the box. Matter of fact, what does this say here for constraint mode? Yeah, at or above 4,000. So we're going to set 4,000 in the box. We're going to do this funky join the arc thing here. Once we're on the arc, it's a 16 DME arc all the way around until the 214 radial are intercepting the localizer inbound. Final approach course is 046 degrees, 110.3. So let's put our LS push button on. What do we have? 110.3 IFZ has been auto-tuned. That looks good. 046 is the approach course. Thank you, Albert, for the subscription. Let's look at the rest of the stuff here. Glide slope is 14, or minimum, or glide slope intercept 1400. ILS, we already looked at that. Touchdown elevation for us is going to be 123. Big time sector altitudes around here. This is a mountainous terrain airport. I'm going to go ahead and put terrain on ND. I push that on right now. 7,800 to the east, northwest 8,800, southwest 4,900. All right, so with that, continue down. VOR and DME required. We have both of those. With the glide slope out, we do the LOC approach, which we're not. We have glide slope availability, so we're good there. Thank you for the subscribe, Matthew. Appreciate it. All right, so ILS or descent angle, we're coming in at 135. Our ground speed's probably going to be around 140. We're looking at about a 743 descent. Not a big deal. We are a little bit heavier than I want it to be, but we'll be all right. So that looks good in the box there. How's our fuel? Hour extra, hour 25 extra, hour 26. All right. So what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to hard tune PRT VOR. Papa Romeo Tango. I'm going to hard tune that one on my side. Don't need to hard tune the second over there. That's fine. So we got 112.5 hard tuned for references for the ARC at 16 DME. And 214. We'll just put 214 outbound. Just to reference that line right there. But technically we can intercept the localizer from Gonka inbound like that. So that looks good. Box is programmed. Let's go back to ARC mode. Zoom you back out. Let's go and get the seatbelt sign back on. Auto brakes medium. And things are looking up. South End Aviation says 319 likes. Come on, people. Ooh, that would be a good goal. What do we got? 236? Oh, man, I don't know if we can do it. I don't know if you guys like the content enough. See if we can hit 319 likes. That would be nice. That would be a good goal. All right, so let's do a quick brief here on the approach now that it's in the box. We're planning on doing the ILS Zulu runway 5 into Florence, Italy, chart 11-1. IFZ 110.3 has been auto-tuned. Final approach course 046 degrees. That should be indicated down here by a little box. It's not. That's a toolless thing. 046 final approach course. Glide slope intercept at 1,400 feet. DA, we referred to minimums. We know we're Cat C with a 3.5 missed approach climb gradient. 655 is our MDA. Touchdown zone elevation is 123 feet for runway 5. If we have to go missed for any reason, let's review this because missed approach is possible. Refer to missed approach above. It doesn't even have it in the... that's interesting. All right, if we have to go missed, essentially we're going to go... essentially making an immediate right turn to join the 169 radial outbound and hold. It's a DME hold off the 169 radial at 17 DME. Now, they could... Is that a second hold there? 18? No. Or you can hold over the VOR, maybe. That's confusing. Gonga holding. No, we're not doing Gonga. And we're not doing PRT. Our missed approach will be a right-hand turn on the 169 all the way out to 17 DME. We'll hold on the DME. What now? Nav ADR3 fault. Clear the caution. Nav ADR3 fault. ADR3 off. Confirm ADR3. Confirm. ADR3 off. Clear nav. Clear nav. Status. Read status. In-op systems ADR3. Clear status. Clear status. Great. I'm going to the comm, which I'm not going to. There's 17. Let's go ahead and 1023. ADR3 is off. Huh? Well, we got two more. We should be okay. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. 1024 is the barrow set. We're in A319 for tail strike avoidance. We're going to go flaps full, medium brakes, full reverse, right-hand turn off at the end. We only have 5,100 feet available for landing. Probably make the right-hand turn at Papa, or if we're Top Gun, we'll make the right turn at Kilo, back taxi, or we'll just flip it around on the runway, back taxi back to the stands over here, exiting on Mike to the terminal. Any questions? No questions. All right. Now we got a freaking ECAM. Let's take a quick look at the ECAM here. Let me find a good view before I dive into that. Dimitri says, I have a theory regarding the douches that appear every now and then, a dislike button. I'll keep it to myself. Dimitri, I think I've got an idea who they are. I'm pretty positive. I wonder if we're on the same page. Dougal says, I got you, Dimitri. Yeah. Yeah, I think you guys are all on the same page. I'm pretty sure. Alright. That's a cool shot right there. I don't know where to leave. This just looks so beautiful. I don't know where to leave the camera. Alright, ADR3 fault. Let me pull this up. Guys, I haven't even opened my comm in so long here. Hopefully I can know how to navigate this. There's the turn. Oh, that looks awesome. Alright, here we go. Abnormal emergency procedures. What is that? I don't even know what that system is. Navigation. Yes. Navigation ADR3 fault. For 319 aircraft. Tail numbers, blah, blah, blah. Well, I definitely don't have this tail number in my book, but... Oh, that's 1, 2, and 3 fault. No, we don't have that. That would not be good. Here we go. Nav 1, 2, or 3 fault. ADR3. ADR3 push button off. Air data switching. If ADR3 in use to norm. So... everything is in norm. We're fine. Air data norm, so we're good. Cat 3 single only. In-op systems Cat 3 dual. JIP whiz in case of ADR fault 1. So we don't have ADR fault 1, it's ADR 3. So we're pretty much good. It's basically crew awareness. That's the end of procedure. Man, TOLUS keeps you on your toes. I do love that about this airplane. That fault failure system. Alright. So, I think we're back at it. We're at 12.6, descending to 4,000. Everything looks good. Let me turn the sounds up now that we're getting ready to get in the juicy part of the flight. We're going to go right back up to... That's pretty loud, huh? Is that too loud for you guys? Watch your ears. We're doing a flyby. Gotta love it. Dimitri says, check out your DM after the stream for a nice bag of goodies. Ooh, Dimitri. Yes, sir. We'll do it, man. We'll do it, Dimitri. Ryan says, going for 319 likes, everyone, for the 319. We have more of us than watching now. That would be awesome. That's a good goal. If you guys do it, if you haven't already, I guarantee you will not get coronavirus for hitting the like button. But I guarantee you we're going to blow this turn if I don't slow the airplane down. So we're going to go ahead and select speed. Select speed 180. Let's drop the brakes a little bit. Let's slow her down. Meatkiss says, have a nice flight. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. 38 likes to go. Ooh, can we do it? Yeah, a bit too loud. All right. Let's crank it down just a few percentages then. I just like my sounds. You guys know that. But nobody likes bleeding eardrums either. How do you know your climb gradient? You would really actually have to calculate it in real life. I am just going off of what I know from knowledge, but I think we can make a 3.5. So that's our VFE next. Let's go flaps 1. I'm not trying to make that sound, you know, ignorant or anything, but just the weight of this aircraft, the weight we are right now, I'm pretty sure we could easily make a 3.5 climb gradient. But in real life, the procedure is there's a formula that you run, and then you would have to check it. Now, your dispatcher would also have that. That would all be included in your paperwork too on your approach, and we call it the TLR, the takeoff landing report. It will have all the information available for you right there as well. Let's go flaps 2 at 180 knots. I love it. Absolutely love it. Alright, why are we still at 11.2? Now she's coming down. We're going to do this weird intercept thing here. How are we looking on profile? A little high, but I think she's going to pick up on that now. Alright, here we come. Oh, this is too cool. With the sun setting. Captain Berto says I smashed the button 30 minutes ago. Appreciate it, Berto, man. Captain Tom says V-speeds on Tulsa getting annoying. 168 knots for V1. I'm fairly heavy though. 189 in what airplane? In a 321? 168 V1 speed? That's up there, man. I don't know. It's been so long, to be fair, man. It's been so long that I've flown the airplane. I don't even know what a real V-speed looks like anymore. But I do know we're getting high, so this is what we're doing. I'm going to go open descent 4,000 feet. I'm going to pop the brakes a little bit because I think Tolos is getting a little confused. We're not going to let the airplane fly us, though. Somebody was asking about a recommendation for somebody going through a check ride earlier in the chat. I know I missed it, but one thing that I always told my students, and I tell anybody I fly with too, if they're maybe a new guy on the airplane, is do not let the airplane fly you. If you see it doing something that you don't want it to be doing, take action and fix it now. Not in a minute, not in 30 seconds. You fix it now. Whatever that entails. Does that mean you got to turn the autopilot off and do a manual input? Then turn the autopilot off, do a manual input. Turn the auto thrust off. Whatever it is, do not let the airplane fly you. And that goes in real life as it does for sim. If you're doing an approach like this and you think, hey, I think the airplane's getting high, don't sit there and wait to find out if you end up high on approach. Do something about it. Like right now, I know we're just going to be coming in here. We're going to be coming in here pretty high. So I'm going to go full brakes. Down we go. And sometimes that just happens. So for you guys out there that are learning real life training, or even just you guys out there in the sim, if you're struggling and you're flying, you're doing your flight, and you think that the airplane is doing something it should not be doing, take action and fix it. Cap Tom says 321. That's not that heavy for a 321. 108. You can go over 200,000 pounds on a 321, if I'm not mistaken, right? Dude, that's bad. What is the max? Oh my gosh, what are my max landing weights? 171, 519, 145, 505 is a 320. Wow, dude. I need to study. This is bad. This is bad. This is what happens when you don't fly an airplane for 2 months. Forgive me, Tom. I don't even know, man. I'll have to look it up. All right, here's 5.8, descending 3,000. Look at the slope. We were above the slope. If I hadn't done anything, the airplane thinks we're low. We're definitely not low. If I hadn't done anything, we'd be coming in here way too high. We'd end up having to go around. So there we go. We're going to arm the approach phase once we pass the D214 Papa inbound. And we're through 10,000 feet. We're in selected speed, so I'm going to activate and confirm. I should have done that, and I also need to turn the lights on. Oh, it actually had already automatically activated for me, so cool. All right, let's go ahead and get the lights on. I'm a little late on that. Let's do a flyby view. Have I got Florence kit turned on? I'm pretty sure I do. Wow, look at... Dougal says Rusty V1. Dude, I'm more than rusty, man. I just hope we don't crash this bird. Ryan says, I need to fly a plane like I drive my car, an extension of me, actively managing all... Exactly, Ryan. Exactly, dude. All right, let's go ahead and we can stow that brake now. We're back on it. We're looking good. We're leveling 3,000. We're going to make the turn inbound. All right, speed out star. Can we arm it? Oh, I hit expedite. I didn't mean to do that. We're good. Can I arm the approach? Yes, we can. All right, here we go. Speed out star, glide slope blue, alert blue. Aggressive little pitch up there. Why are we going? Oh, I went to manage speed. That's okay. I want to maintain 180 knots right now. I hate doing that even in real life. It gets slow and then the engine's coming. Wah! Passengers love that, especially first-time flyers. Way to be smooth, Captain. Way to be smooth. Difference between open and managed descent. Managed descent is going to keep you on a managed profile, typically 3 degrees, pre-calculated by the FMGC. An open descent is going to be your maximum descent at a selected speed at idle thrust. For instance, 250 knots, open descent, The engines are going to come to idle. The airplane will pitch for 250 knots. If you increase the speed on the MCP to 300, it's going to pitch down, increasing your rate of descent, trying to reach 300 knots. Same goes for climbing, open climb. If you were climbing at 250 at climb thrust, if you were to scroll the speed back to 210 knots, the airplane's going to pitch up, going for 210 knots, increasing your rate of climb. A managed descent is going to be a pre-calculated descent path. Typically, it's going to be about 3 degrees from the FMGC, depending on the approach and arrival and all the other things that you have selected in the box. 429 viewers. Excellent, man. Well, 305 likes. Guys, if you're just tuning in, we're going for the 319 likes today. Look at Florence on the horizon. Thank you for the subscribe there. The AV tube, man. Appreciate it. Lokestar localizer is captured. We're on the Loke. I'm going to hand fly it in. But we're going for 319 likes. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. I really appreciate it. All right, so you guys know by now I like 2,000 feet above touchdown. We start to configure. We'll probably do it a little bit early. But 2,000 feet above touchdown zone, so we know the touchdown is, what, 123 or something? Yeah, 123 feet. So let's just round it up. 2,200, we'll really start configuring. We're not on an abnormal slope or anything like that, so we should be able to slow down and configure at a normal pace here. I'm going to set my camera view up here. I might do a little zoom in. We'll do this. We'll get you set up right there so you guys can see it. Just like that. Wow. These views, though, coming in here. Look at, that's the shot I wanted. Oh, my goodness. We're going to have to watch the replay from a little bit further out. All right, let's go manage speed. Gear down. Here we go. Let's slow it up, baby. We made the likes? Awesome. You guys are awesome. Here's our VFE next, -10, that little equal sign there, and we'll go flaps 3. Cabin check. VFE next to -10, flaps full. Spoilers arm, landing checklist. Cabin crew advised, auto thrust. It is in speed mode. ECAM memo. Landing, all green. Auto brakes, medium. Landing check is complete. We're clear to land. Alitalia 114, clear to land, runway 5. Thank you for the subscribe, man. H, appreciate it. Raymond Lee, positive rates and chats to you, man. Thank you for joining the channel. Exclamation point, a welcome if you'd like some more information about your perks now as you're a new member. Really appreciate it, man. Welcome aboard. All right, let's hand fly this sucker in here. Autopilot's coming off. 140, 135 knots, VAP. Things are looking up. What am I using for camera view? Nothing, man. Just default X-plane camera. I don't know why we got a little bit low there. A little bit low on the approach there. All right, this is, I need to adjust my seat. This run, I haven't even done a practice approach in here. I probably should have done a practice approach into this airport. I have this weird inkling feeling that we're going to smash. I don't know why. Normally I feel pretty confident. I just have an inkling feeling that we're going to smash this. Fly guy, -184. Jeez. That's brutal. The goal here... The goal here is to not shove the nose gear strut through the floor. Or the main gear struts through the floor. That is the goal. I'm gonna put my prediction in there. I'm gonna say -286. That's giving myself a little too much credit. I'm gonna say -300. 314. That's it. I'm locking it in. -314 for me. TN Aviation, thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. I wish I could look more at the chat, but exclamation point welcome for your perks. Really appreciate you joining the channel, man. Welcome aboard. All right, we're well below 1,000. Land green. That's not a call out, like I said before. Don't say that. It's not cool. 3 whites now. We got to drop it down. We don't want to be high. Get down on it now. Let's get down on it. There's 2 whites, 2 reds. I'm intentionally going to go in here. So this is where the slope goes away from us. That's normal. I'm gonna come down here. Let's work it. Let's go 3. There we go. 3 reds. Then we'll hold that. Idle. Oh boy. Oh, 233 spoilers. That was a near crash. Reverse green, decel. 70 knots. Coming to idle thrust. Manual brakes. Wow, and we're even going to make the turn off here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Florence, Italy. Wow.
Ahead. Look up.
Let's do a victory loop here. I just want to do this for victory. Just to say I made the turn off. Wow. What was the final number? 2 something?
Subscriber ahead. Look.
Guys, appreciate the subscribes. Really appreciate it. New members in chat. Guys, if you're a new member, thank you for joining the channel. Welcome to the V1 Simulations community. Exclamation point welcome. We'll have all the information on your new perks. Excited to have new members aboard. For you commercial pilot members, if you guys have a question for me that you want me to answer in video format, I do the podcast every month. The commercial pilots get to ask the questions on the FAQ section. Just go to the community tab, and I will post your question there, and I'll get to it in video format. But the podcast is available to every member, so even private pilots get access to the podcast series. Let's clean up the bird here a little bit. Flaps are up. Retract those spoilers, and we'll flip it back around. Micah Messer says, I said 234. I will take the win. 16 off. Nice, Micah. Good job, man. I bow. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Even a blind squirrel can find a nut once a day. That was, I really want to look at that replay. So, if I'm not mistaken, the glide slope will actually take you down a little bit steeper than 3. Inside of a certain distance. I thought I read somewhere about that. So it's normal once you're within your below your minimums that you're going to see your slope pull away from you. Now I think I got a little antsy there, and it pulled away from me a little quick. We did get a glide slope warning there, which is something that you really don't want to hear on final. So I think I might have made an oopsie there. But Whiskus, $5 bomb, man. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. Positive rates in chat for the donation, man. Appreciate your support. He says, always enjoyable. Glad you're enjoying the content, Whiskus. Thank you. So, I like I said, I think I might have got a little antsy and dipped in a tad low. We'll have to look at the replay. But we were definitely in the touchdown zone. There is no, I mean, this airport, I'm treating it like Burbank. Touchdown zone is still a go-around. You have to be within like 1,000 footers plus 1 or something. I'll have to look up my Burbank chart to make sure. But I'm pretty sure these guys have requirements like that too, saying, hey, if you don't land by this marker, you got to go around. Because the problem with this airport specifically is on the go around, it's not like you're going out over the ocean. There is a giant mountain right in front of you. So you can get boxed in and in a bad situation very fast if you start playing with fire. So we'll go ahead and take the next left here. We'll go ahead and kill the strobe lights, kill the wing lights. I'm not going to turn the APU on because I heard that's not really what they do here. So we'll go ahead and turn those lights off. Taxi light. Where are we going to park this? We'll make the next left here. Actually, I think is there a gate over there? We'll park next to the Air France. Where do I find the podcast? The podcast, if you go to my channel, just go to my channel homepage, and under playlists, it's V1 After Dark. So the V1 After Dark playlist is all the podcasts. I do one a month, and we talk about a bunch of different cool things, Airbus versus Boeing. I tell you a personal story, FAQ stuff. So that's on my channel, and the V1 After Dark section, the playlist. TN Aviation coming in with a $20 Bob. Let me park, man. Let me park this. I'm going to get right to it. Thank you, TN. I really appreciate it. We definitely got to let those reversers cool down because we came in hot. Slam on the brakes there like a good Southwest pilot would. And we're going to wait for ground power to connect. External power. There's the external power. Engine 2. Seatbelts. Engine 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Florence, Italy. TN Aviation, first donation to the channel, definitely won't be the last. TN, appreciate your support, man. Thank you so much. Positive rates in chats for you. Awesome. Thank you for supporting the channel and myself here. on X-plane. So we got our engine down below 5%. Brakes are hot. Yeah, I know, man. Let's go beacon light off. What do we got? What do we got for temps? That's not bad. We'll go brake fans on now. We'll blow that carbon dust all over the ground crew down there. 340C. That's really not bad at all. Matter of fact, I might not even turn the fans on for that one. And they're going to get hotter. They're definitely going to get hotter as you sit here at the gate. But let's take a look at that replay because I want to see that. Let's make sure the doors stay shut. Good. All right, so let's go ahead and go into a replay mode. We'll let that load up. I'm going to put you guys into replay mode. And let's back it up a little bit. Ooh, this is good. This is far out. But I kind of want to enjoy. I want to enjoy this approach view here. I'm going to read some. I'm going to scroll back in chat, read some of these messages here, as we because I want to look at this view. I mean, or that view. Oh my goodness. Butter birdie time. Let me scroll. I'm going to scroll back in the comments, make sure I didn't miss too many there. TN, you did subscribe to Commercial Pilot. I appreciate it. I missed that on the approach. Thank you so much again, man. Where am I from? The USA? Yes, I am based in the United States. But we're doing the Euro tour today. We're flying all around Europe still. Slam Candy, you love this approach? I appreciate it. Yeah, I do too, man. Oh, there goes the gear. Jacob K says, is it standard procedure to leave auto thrust on throughout the landing? Yeah, you can leave the auto thrust on. You can turn it off if you want. I probably should have turned it off, but I was a little scared on that one. I have to actually move the thrust levers. I went airbus mode on that one. Just because I feel out of currency. But I always, in real life, what I used to do is I would turn the thrust levers off, or auto thrust off, and autopilot off at least once a trip, at least, sometimes more, just so I could, keep that proficiency up of moving the thrust levers. And I've said it many times, and I'll say it more, is the Airbus is a really fun airplane to hand fly. So you guys at home that aren't, streaming and just having fun with your Airbuses, hand fly it a little bit. It really is a joy to hand fly. Gazo B1 says, one of the things the Tola 319 is missing are the wing hooks. I know the 321s don't have them. Oh, you talking about the hooks on top of the wing there? I like the hoist points. Yeah. Dougal says, I so miss real world flight. Dude, Dougal, I hear you, man. I mean, maybe, you know what, Dougal? Maybe when this travel ban lifts, come out here, we'll go flying. That's what we should do. Jeffrey Bennett, thanks for the ride. Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for staying on board, man. Awesome approach. Glad I caught in time, Ciente. Thank you, man. Don't forget to disable real view. Yeah, we didn't have track IR on, so we can leave real view going. But let's just enjoy that sunset right here. Look at this approach through the sun right over the peaks. Wow. And then we're going to do a bunch of exterior shots. I know that's what you guys want to see. It's coming. I mean, I'm just enjoying this right here. This is why we fly, man. I don't know what view is better. I kind of like this one right now. I'm liking this view right here. A little bit of sun on the wing there. The Alitalia just barely visible. Lots of Tuscan vineyards below, Whiskus. Yes, sir. Tesla guy, you missed the approach and landing? No worries, man. It was beautiful. Replay it for sure. Skiing your FN? Yeah, I can see your messages, man. Coming in over the buildings. I think this is where I got antsy. It'll be interesting to see the exterior shot here. Oh, man. Chop that throttle. Oh, and we are down. Reversers out. Florence kit up on the wingtips. Flower pedal reversers. There's our Florence kit. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a thing of beauty. All right, let's go outside. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Get it back. Wow. All right. Here we go. Plug in, enable, disable, real view. I guess it still will crash the replay. Real view is disabled. We saved it though. We saved it. Let's back it up. That would have been heartbreaking. That would have been heartbreaking. Here comes one of my favorite shots right here. These are not Neo engines, Steve B. Oh, man. Oh. Centerline for the win there, too. Wow. Guys, look at the reflection of these lights on the belly of the aircraft. Did you see that? Check this out as it flies over these buildings. What? Whew. That was close. That was close. Where did we touch down at? Where did we touch down? Right there. So what are we looking at? There's 1,000 footers. That's 1,000, 1,500. So that's Burbank for you. If you're not down right here, it's go around time. In Burbank anyway. So I'm treating this airport similar to Burbank. And we were close. Look at that. We were close. Guys, we're going to get the music cranking. This was a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I had a lot of fun flying into Italy. Look at the lights. Oh my gosh. This might be one of the more beautiful approaches we've done in a while. I had a lot of fun getting back in the saddle here. I know it's been a couple days. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, hanging out in chat, mods, sponsors, donors, everybody hanging out with me. It's just hanging out in chat. Love you guys just as much. I hope to see you all again here soon on another stream coming up this week. You guys are looking forward to that corporate jet series. It'll be coming at you probably Tuesday-ish. That's what I'm aiming for. Anyway, I had fun. I hope you guys did too. Hope you all stay healthy, stay safe out there. Keep flying, keep the silver side up. And until the next stream, guys, I'll catch you then on V1. See ya!